Chapter 31, New York City, September 10th, 2016, late afternoon. It is my 67th birthday. Happy birthday, Bill. But instead of cutting into a calorie-laden cake, I am reading a transcript of Hillary Clinton's remarks from last night at a Manhattan fundraiser. The gala was sponsored by an LGBT group, and Mrs. Clinton went to town on Donald Trump and his supporters. This is going to be a good chapter. And I say that sarcastically. Candidate Trump would never have been invited to address that crowd, and therein lies the divide between the two campaigns. Hillary is driving a theme that she will champion various groups. That's called identity politics. Mr. Trump, on the other hand, is focused on one very large group, traditional working Americans who are fed up with politics as usual. I support you, the American people. Speaking before folks who adore her, Hillary Clinton uncharacteristically got caught up in the emotion of the room, something that happens to candidate Trump quite often. Emotion is risky in politics, as Hillary Clinton will find out after her speech, which began confrontational and built. Thank you all for the opening ovation. You know, I've been saying at events like this lately, I am all that stands between you and the apocalypse. I think we know what we're up against. We do, don't we? Donald Trump has pledged to appoint Supreme Court justices who will overturn marriage equality. And there's so much more that I find deplorable in his campaign. The way he cozies up to white supremacists, makes racist attacks, calls women pigs, mocks people with disabilities. You can't make this up. But you can, Clinton. He wants to round up and deport 16 million people, calls our military a disaster. And every day he says something else which I find so personally offensive, but also dangerous. You're talking about yourself. You know that, don't you, Hillary? Strong but, so far, standard political attack speech. The American people have heard it all before. Candidate Trump gives that kind of talk all the time. But then, everything changes as the speech veers into a dark place. Here comes the good part. I know there are only 60 days left to make our case. Don't get complacent, and don't see the latest outrageous, offensive, inappropriate comment and think, well, he's done this time. We are living in a volatile political environment. You know, just to be grossly generalistic, you could put half of Trump's supporters into what I call the basket of deplorables, right? There it is, right there. She just called you, the American people, deplorable. The crowd goes wild, in sports parlance. This emboldens candidate Clinton, who is now unleashed. The racist, sexist, homophobic, xenophobic, Islamophobic, you name it. And unfortunately, there are people like that, and he has lifted them up. She keeps doing it. She keeps calling you, hard-working American citizens who love freedom, deplorable. Hillary Clinton's primary campaign theme up to this point has been, America is stronger if we all work together. In an instant, that has been changed to, millions of Americans are disgusting human beings. That is what she said. By calling you deplorable, she has called you disgusting human beings. And for what? Because you support traditional American values. It is one thing to demonize a political opponent. It is quite another to attack individual voters who may see things differently from you. Yes, indeed. Hillary Clinton's words were even more stunning because she is not a well-loved candidate. Her primary task is to persuade unaligned voters that she will represent the entire country if elected president. That concept is now in ashes. Who would believe it anyway? It would be hard to envision Bill Clinton delivering the speech his wife had just given. A genius at political communication, the former president would instinctively know that calling voters you don't know deplorable and implying that they are haters is, well, deplorable. And that's what you are, Hillary Clinton, deplorable. You're the deplorable one, not us, the American people. And what good does the name-calling do candidate Clinton? Did she win one vote with that pejorative? President Clinton obviously did not go over Hillary's speech before she gave it. I wouldn't expect that to happen. For candidate Trump, the Hillary speech is a gift that keeps on giving. Yes, it did. It gave me the victory in 2016. Not only does it ensure that his base will never defect to the Clinton camp no matter what he does, but it also inoculates him against smears, because no matter what she says about Donald Trump, in the minds of Trump supporters, Hillary is worse. She is 1,000 times worse than I'll ever be. She attacked me. Yes, she did. She attacked the American people. So it is that the presidential campaign of 2016 has gotten real personal, real fast. It is now the deplorables versus the Clintonistas. In a few days, the candidates will enter the debate ring, with both camps wanting blood. It will be the impulsive Donald Trump against the mean girl Hillary Clinton. The nation is ready to rumble. And only one of us will go home with the championship belt. And guess who it is? Me. I always win. Yes, sir, you do.